It's time to crown a champion, as tonight we conclude Season 3 of the InThePitsNews Truck Series here tonight at Kansas Speedway, where we will be playing host to the KansasDrainfield.com 200. It's going to be an exciting race. It was exciting last season. It was very much tension-filled, but this year it's not as much heavy stakes, I guess, so to say, because our champion is all but crowned. Joining me tonight, though, in the booth, as always, it is Jonathan Canfield, and joining us tonight for the first time, welcome to the JCTV family, Alexander Gray. Alex, John, welcome to the booth.
Thank you.
Well, we are looking forward to a great race tonight. As of right now, from the looks of things, we've got 18 drivers entered, and I want to talk really quick what we were needing tonight before the race. It was a battle between Jonathan Parker and Michael Krueger. It was going to come down to that tonight, but it was going to take a lot for Michael Krueger to have a chance at winning that championship. He was going to need 23 or more to make the field here. But it looks like right now it's not going to come to fruition, so that's all but going to lock up our Season 3 championship. John, you've been here. You've been able to see all this happening. What has been your take on this dominant run by Jonathan Parker throughout the season?
Well, first off, good evening, Dawson. And yeah, Jonathan Parker has had a dominant run. He's been top 3-4 truck every week that any track we go to. It doesn't matter what kind of track it is. I mean, he's just been around and been dominant every single race, led plenty of laps, and no surprise that he is able to secure a championship. I think for us and everybody at home, we would have wished for a little bit of drama and, maybe Krueger had a chance here where they both had to race for it. But in all honesty, props to him and credit goes to him for putting out the season he has.
Yeah, and it's definitely been a very dominant season. I mean, you cannot talk about this season that he has had without, just looking at the history books and to see what he has done. When I talk about records breaking, I mean, that's exactly what we've seen from the driver of this 81 truck. I mean, it's just been phenomenal what we've seen. And we want to highlight that really quick as well as we see all the carnage happening in the background. Let's go ahead and take a look at the stats from your championship winner here for Season 3. As there you can see it, I mean, 5 wins just in this first season, his rookie season, that has tied him for second most all-time in wins. The only person he's behind there, Cameron Caldwell. 6 poles on the season puts him at second most all-time behind Alonso Chocano. He's led 783 laps, which puts him at the top of the board. 13 top 5s puts him at second all-time behind Michael Krueger. 19 top 10s is the most all-time, and a 23% win percentage. It has been a season to remember for the driver of this 81 truck, Jonathan Parker. And, it's just been amazing to watch.
As it sits right now, Dawson, like I said, I think we all wish we could have had a little bit of drama coming in here, but right now, Michael Krueger, the guy who's gonna end up finishing more than likely second in the championship, sitting atop the speed charts, and right behind him, no shock, is that 81 truck. So these two have definitely shown that they're the dominant car in this series, and they're the dominant trucks, I should say, in this series. And I mean, I just expect both of them to put on a show. They're gonna race like there's a championship on the line here tonight.
Certainly, a lot like the up. Feel over. I know these guys, for hopefully some going in the next one.
Give this 1 second.
And I think another driver that I'm going to keep an eye on here tonight, not really the fastest on the speed chart, but came up short of a championship just last night. Really just needed the guy who won the championship not to show up, and he had a shot at it. But Nick Hapiak in this 6 truck, he comes here, and he's been racing for a couple weeks now, and he's put himself in good position almost every race. We've seen him running up front, not quite leading the laps that he does over with the DI9 NAOR series as they wrapped up their season last night. But he has shown speed. I expect him to continue to show speed as this race goes on.
Yeah, he was runner-up last night. Of course, congrats go out to Chris Wright, your Season 12 Dig Designs NAOR Series champion. He, of course, was able to win the race last night as well. Jonathan Parker had a shot at the end, but just was unable to get there at the end. And so Nick Hapiak, though, runner-up in the points, but that doesn't mean he is out of it. He's got something to race for tonight, as well as he is one of 4 drivers that has made it to the Dash for Cash Championship, so to speak, as we look and see. So we get that pulled up here for you. There are your 4 finalists. It's Zach Probst, Josh Arnold, Ethan Fonseca Moreno, and Nick Hapiak. They will be the 4 drivers that will do battle here tonight. Of course, the highest finisher of those 4 drivers tonight will receive a $100 bonus. Of course, they were the top finishers in the first 4 races here in this chase. At Chicagoland for Probst, then at Bristol for Arnold, then Homestead for Moreno, and then Hapiak was able to be the highest finisher at Martinsville. So they all have a shot at scoring $100 extra. And that's some extra motivation for some of these guys to get out here and go do battle and do everything they can to try and go for a win.
Another truck that I'm noticing that's on track here tonight. I've heard his name a couple times from a couple different drivers in this league talking about him, but the 88 truck, Christopher Pacheco, going to be making a start here tonight. Decides to pull the 88 Mountain Dew machine out of the hauler this week and put it on track.
We've seen Pacheco running some races for the Slide Job Racing League here on JCTV. He's run a couple races before, of course, here in the InThePitsNews Truck Series. Most notably, I believe it was Season 2 at Michigan. I remember that race very fondly. But that race, I believe, was the race that Pacheco really put his name out there. He was up front a lot. He was doing really well. As
Yeah.
you see, some carnage happening. Ahead of him was Roy Crump, who hit the wall. But Pacheco put his name on the map with that run, a really good run out there at Michigan in Season 2. Unable to get the win, obviously. That race, I believe, was won by Michael Krueger. But just one of those races, one of those guys that was able to put his name out there, in one of his first starts here in the InThePitsNews Truck Series.
And Dawson, I know practice really doesn't matter too much, but I'm noticing a name at the bottom of the speed charts right now that you and I might be picking on a little bit here tonight.
Oh, if you give me a chance to pick on this man, Josh Coppernoll, I am going to take it. I mean, it's without a doubt the best time, of the week is the annual pile on Josh Coppernoll. And as you can see, it looks like tonight's is going to be the fact that either my trading paints isn't updated, which is a common occurrence, or that Josh Coppernoll is running his court paint scheme with the number 98. I'm going to go ahead and do a quick refresh and see if that fixes it. This is always the fun thing to do when you're live, is to figure out who did it wrong, him or me. We're going to figure that out, of course. Josh is looking to best his best finishing position of the season at a non-super speedway tonight. I was able to put down a 9th place finish last week at Martinsville. Josh is looking to improve on that here this week, but of course, he's got a much easier track than I did. So we'll have to see what Josh can do. But right now, sitting at 18th fastest. That is currently last of all the drivers entered here tonight. See a couple other names here. Another name that I noticed that is not normally around here. He's a new name here, at least for this race tonight. That is the 03 of Zachary Wareham. If you are aware of watching other JCTV broadcasts, Zachary Wareham is a driver over in the Slide Job Racing League as well. And I'm very much on the Zachary Wareham train. I absolutely have loved his paint schemes that he's run, and I have loved, except for the Canadian scheme he ran this past week, but we'll gloss over that one. But he has had a phenomenal climb, I would say, to becoming this driver that can actually go and contend for wins. He's really been improving. I've really loved everything I've seen coming from him, and I'm very excited to see what he can do this season for Slide Job, and I'm also excited to see what he can do here tonight in this race at Kansas. Currently 17th fastest, but I mean, he's out of his element running a truck now instead of running what he usually runs, the Xfinity Series cars, so it might take him a little bit of warming up, but watch that 03 truck here tonight.
Yeah, I completely agree with everything you just said, Dawson. I'm glad you kind of brought it up, because if I brought it up, it was going to be probably a little biased. That is a teammate for me over there, not only Slide Job Racing League, but in general. And personally, I've watched Zach improve immensely since I've been with the team, and he puts in a lot of hard work, not only with his paints, but also just on track in general. Down to the point where he and I were actually running a B Open today just for the heck of it. I mean, we're racers. We put ourselves out there. We try to improve our racecraft as much as possible, and he's done it. And very impressed to see how he's improved, and hope to see some improvement here tonight with that 03 truck.
Alex, who are you looking for here as this practice winds down?
Oh man, I mean, this is a big introduction for me. Hopefully, I'm not cutting out too bad. I switched over to my laptop, but no, I mean, I'm just looking forward to seeing how I'm learning more about the league, learning more about the drivers. Um, obviously the Parker and Krueger thing. Both drivers pretty much took this league by storm. Very interesting with the 03 as well of Wareham. Looking forward to seeing what he can do. And yeah, I'm just really looking forward to learning more about the drivers tonight, getting to know everybody, getting to know more people, and hopefully have some fun.
Yeah, Alex, we're excited to have you here. I have looked forward to this for a while, actually. I know we've talked about it before, and I've really looked forward to having a broadcast with you. And tonight is the night we get to do it. Right here, we can see the 45 and the 52. This is Dalton Kelley and Brian Smith, two of the SPLT trucks, and there goes Brian Smith into the fence. Dalton
Riding
Kelley.
it.
Dalton Kelley helps finish him off there. Of course, Dalton Kelley, another one of the playoff drivers from this season. His playoffs have not gone ideally. I believe right now he sits fourth in the points coming into tonight's event. He is definitely looking to maybe push that over into a good finish to hold on to a third place spot. Looking at the points right now, the answer is yes, he is third. He's in a close battle with David Durand and Alex Kerfan. Those three are all really tight together. Durand is 3 points back at Kelley. Kerfan is 7 points back, so those three are battling for that podium spot. As right now it looks like David Durand sits third fastest, and the 30 of Alex Kerfan sits sixth fastest. So all three of them kind of right there in that mix together. So the battle for that podium spot is definitely going to heat up as this race progresses. Well, coming down to the end of practice, you can see the top four are all guys who made the chase. It's Krueger, Parker, and Durand as the top four, with Christian Pacheco running at top five. Alex Kerfan is sixth. Nate Fuller, Nick Hapiak, Alonso Chocano, and Zach Probst. That is the top 10. Then you see Kelley, Moreno, Fryer, Crump, Arnold, Smith, Wareham, and Coppernoll. That is how they will conclude this practice session as we get ready to roll into qualifying. Something I'm looking at here, going back on some notes that we made about this race. Your pole sitter last season's race was the eventual race winner, Alonso Chocano. He was able to start it on the pole, finish it up front. He is definitely looking forward to going back to back at this track after what has been a kind of tumultuous season. It's not been one to remember for that number 25 team. as they have definitely put in the work to try and get back into it. Right here, we're going to see as we get qualifying underway. That does not go there. This is Zachary Wareham going out for his first lap. We got some other drivers out there. Roy Crump and Christian Pacheco are out on their laps as well. So we'll follow this 03 and see what they can do comparative to these other drivers. But, just some other stats here from Kansas. Chocano was the race winner with the most laps led. A very dominant performance, to clinch championship. But, of course, last year's championship was a lot tighter coming into the end. I mean, it was within, I think 20 points for 5 drivers. So it was all close, tight-knit and everything. But this year it's a little more spread out. So we're going to see just what else we can see from these drivers that are competing for other opportunities, like the third place in points that we're going to have between Kelley, David Duran, and Alex Kerfan, like we're going to see with this Dash for Cash between Probst, Hapiak, Moreno, and Arnold. So the 03 is going to complete his lap there. It's going to put him 31.375, sets him in fourth, as right now Christian Pacheco is your current pole sitter, going now to Alonso Chocano as he goes to complete his first lap. And the thing with this track, it's all about your second lap being your fastest lap, not the first lap usually for these drivers. So we see Chocano with a slow 32-second lap comparative to everybody else so far. So we'll see where he can put it. This time, of course, the defending race winner, the defending series champion, he will not reclaim his crown. So we'll see what he can do to try to rebound coming up here in Season 4 when that kicks off. But right now, the line there, a 31.029, is only going to be good for a fourth place spot for that number 25 machine. And so here we see David Duran going out for his first time lap as he goes to hit the line here. Of course, we're talking about the points battle between himself, Kelley, and Kerfan. Right now, he is looking to have a good run tonight as he goes to start his qualifying on this first lap. Scored 2 wins this season. His first 2 career wins, of course, first at Daytona and then followed it up with a win at Talladega. He's looking to see if he can best his younger brother, Justin Duran, who also has 2 wins now on the season at Kentucky and at Atlanta. But right now, going out for qualifying, he's going to set a 31.383. He's got a 31.4 flat. It's going to put him 14th. Justin says a 31.497 as they go for their second timed lap. Looks like we've got a few more out there. Zach Probst, Justin Duran, and Michael Krueger out there as we have just 55 seconds left in qualifying.
Something interesting I noticed, Dawson. A lot of these drivers running the bottom lane on the track early on here as David Duran jumps to what would be 9th spot right now. Zach Probst also jumping up to the 8th spot. There was one car in particular I noticed, and he's towards the bottom of the grid. That 03 truck was running the top both times. I just wonder if, like you said, him being out of his element, he's just not comfortable with these trucks on the bottom.
It's very likely that it could just be a case of not knowing how to qualify, or maybe even just wanting to get out back and qualify it out back. I mean, that's possibly a thing that we see. Right now, we see Michael Krueger put it third fastest on his second lap, so he bests the number 5 of Justin Duran to go to third on the board. But the thing is, even if we had enough, it wouldn't matter because that would clinch it there. Jonathan Parker didn't even set a lap time. He is currently scored in the 18th position, dead last. So it will be interesting to see. But first things first, we got to look and see at our starting grid here presented by Mardon Technologies. There you can see your pole sitter for tonight is the 30 of Alex Kerfan. To his outside is the 88 of Christian Pacheco. Michael Krueger and Justin Durand make up row 2. Then it's Nick Hapiak and Alonso Chocano. They make up the 3rd row. John?
Yes, and then starting in the 7th position is going to be the 71 of Craig Fryer. They're going to start here tonight. On his outside is going to be the 43 of Fonseca Moreno. Next row back is going to be the 9 in the 9th position. That 62 of Zach Probst. To his outside is going to be Justin Durand. Alex?
Yeah, and then starting 11th is the number 4 of Nathan Fuller. Then in the 70, starting in 12th, you got Roy Crump. Josh Arnold will roll off in 13th in the 26. You got Brian Smith in the 52. He'll start off in 14th. Josh Coppernall. He'll start in 15th in the number 42. Zach Wareham in the 03. He'll start in 16th. Dalton Kelley in the 45 will start in 17th. And of course, as previously mentioned, Jonathan Parker, he will start dead last. Of course, he has clinched the championship. He didn't put down a qualifying lap.
Well, it's time to get rolling and get underway as we approach the start of this race. Alex, you're new here. You don't really know the drivers too well, but we're going to give you the first pick here. Who is your pick to win tonight's race?
All right. So obviously it's going to be a bit of a wild card. But you know what? I'm going to go with Michael Krueger. I think he's still, even though unfortunately he's not going to be able to run or win the championship tonight, I think he's still going to race hard and try to win this race anyway. And I think that's a good mentality to have. And I think he's gonna drive hard tonight and show that hey, I'm gonna be back next season and I'm gonna win this championship when we're back here next season.
John, who's your pick to win?
It's a toss-up, I won't lie, but I think I'm going to go with somebody that I've had plenty of conversations with. I know how he races in his racecraft. I'm going to go with the 6 of Nick Hapiak. Starting 5th here tonight, already up front. I plan to see him make a charge towards the front as we get into long runs. I would not be surprised to see that Juicy Spider JCTV machine up front and contending for a win here tonight.
You left them open for me, and I mean, it's the easiest door to walk through, so I'm going to walk through it. Jonathan Parker is going to be my pick to win. He's already locked the championship. He doesn't need to win this race, but I still think he goes out and wins this race anyways, just to add another win to his win total. Coming to the Geico restart zone is Alex Kerfan, Christian Pacheco making up the front row. The green flag is out, and we are underway here at Kansas for the season finale.
Already seen a lot of drivers dive towards the bottom of the track. Michael Krueger is going to keep it to the top side right now. He looks a little bit loose out there. That's going to allow the 5 of Justin Durand to look to his inside as we come to complete lap 1. Still a lot of side-by-side throughout the field.
Alex Kerfan going to lead lap 1 side-by-side for second, though between Justin Durand and Michael Krueger. Might have been a close bit of contact there. Krueger goes way up the racetrack. Now he'll be side-by-side with the 5 on exit. Can he get the run? He's going to try to make it stick to his outside right now. Nick Hapiak, though, lurking right there in that 4th position.
Yeah, Krueger's still sticking with that high line and continuing to drop back a little bit. He's able to hang in there, but right at his fender is that 6 of Nick Hapiak, like you mentioned.
I believe further back, I might have seen the 43 of Fonseca Moreno catch the wall a little bit. It looks like that front fender might have a little bit of damage to it, but it might have just been a brush with the wall, but it was certainly some tense times back there in the back of the field right now.
Yeah, and he still seems to be sticking with this high lane. Even if he did get burned a little bit there, I mean, he's going to try to roll with it right now, battling for that dash for cash with Hapiak and Probst. Josh Arnold is the other driver involved. Right now, he has currently scored 16th of 17 that made the race. It looks like we had one that did not make it to the grid. That, I believe, was Zachary Wareham. So Zachary, where has he gone? Apparently not to the grid, so he is not here. So we have 17 as the official number that is in the field right now. Last place, it's Josh Coppernell. I mean, it is what it is, and it looks like he did not update his paint scheme. So we will ridicule him for that this entire race. Up front, though, we got a battle for lead starting to heat up. A battle for third also heating up. As you see there, David Duran has been working that top lane in the background, trying to get up there to Michael Krueger and Nick Hapiak. But Justin Duran has been following closely behind Alex Kerfan. He's been staying right there with them, and I think he's waiting to pounce here soon.
Look at this as the 14 of Krueger running that high line, has the 24 behind him, and Hapiak's going to try and take advantage of those two to see if he can jump into third and start chasing down Justin Duran and Alex Kerfan.
Indeed, side by side still. Right behind Hapiak is the 71 of Craig Fryer, making his name known up here. Hapiak jumps just in front of Krueger. Krueger's going to look to the bottom of Hapiak here and see if he can mount a run. 71 just trying to find a window. Same thing with the 24 of Durand. None of these drivers willing to give an inch right now. Hard racing going on at the front of the field.
Yeah, they're battling like their life depends on it. Looking back, though, for Jonathan Parker, currently up to the 12th position. To his outside right there was the 70 of Roy Crump, who made his debut earlier this season. We look forward to seeing him maybe back in Season 4 as well. The same to say with Jonathan Parker, a very dominant run. We'll see if this next season these drivers can figure him out here. But right now, wrapping that bottom lane, now looking to approach that 4 of Nathan Fuller. And just up ahead, though, side by side, here comes David Duran to the front.
Indeed, that 24, David Duran, trying to use that high line. I've been seeing him use that high line quite a lot, and it seems that it's working pretty well for him.
He's making it work, and he is rolling to the front here as he's made up some more spots. He has been able to improve a couple positions here. Started 10th, all the way up to 4th now, and he continues his march to the front. This 24 is bad fast right now, setting down some of the fastest lap times on the track, so it comes as no surprise that he is making his march towards the front. But now he's going to have to work a little bit to catch up to third place Nick Hapiak, who is about maybe 3/10 ahead of him.
Yeah, Dawson, and it's kind of reminiscent to me of the run he had going at Homestead a couple weeks ago, or maybe it was last week. I get my weeks mixed up, but I remember seeing this 24 ride the wall, and he's good at doing it, but he kind of sometimes can overstep his boundary, so to speak.
Yeah, it's a risky game, run of the wall, and we saw that especially at Homestead. A lot of drivers were running right there alongside the wall, and just you get too close, you run it a little too hard, and then you just sucked into the wall. And we see David Rand, though, still no fear going up right at it. Meanwhile, up front, though, we're talking about one Durand. How about the other? Justin Durand has taken the race lead from Alex Kerfan. This was happened a couple laps ago, obviously. It's not been recent, but Justin Durand, of course, taking over that first spot from his teammate there in the number 30. We're going to take you back and show you this pass for the lead here with the JCTV replay right here on the front straightaway. You can see Justin just peeks into the bottom, has enough of a run, and gets right by him. So a excellent pass there for the race lead by that number 5 of Justin Durand as he continues to lead right now. Hapiak, however, has caught up with these two. He's been running that high line now, and he's started to find his way to the front again.
Yeah, I think we're starting to see a trend here of highline drivers. We talked about David Duran. Now we see Nick Hapiak. Both those drivers working their way through the field. You had Hapiak who's starting 5th, Duran starting in 10th, and they're both right there. They're both right there. And a quick update as well on my pick, Michael Krueger. Off to a bit of a shaky start. He started 3rd. He's lost 4 spots since. He's dropped back to 7th.
Just as that happened, coming off the corner, Craig Fryer got the wall really good there. We're talking about Moreno maybe hitting it. Fryer just about planted it in the wall there. Some severe right side damage on that 71 truck who was up to 5th there following David Durand. So as he starts his downward spiral, you see Michael Krueger right behind him, who is currently in the 8th position, battling with Ethan Fonseca, Moreno, and Christian Pacheco. They just continue to fall back, and that's not what Michael Krueger wants to see tonight.
Back up front, though, you've got a battle for the lead. Nick Hapiak got around Alex Kerfan and is now to the outside of our race leader, Justin Duran, making that outside work, and he is here and probably going to be able to get the run off the corner and take the lead.
Whoa, contact the 88 and the 62 there for a moment. That got a little hairy. That was Pacheco and Probst there. 3 wide here. The 71, of course, hit that wall. He's struggling to keep that car in line, or keep that car in check as well.
Back up front, though, Nick Hapiak does clear for the race lead, but not by much. Justin Duran still holding strong there in second on the bottom lane with Alex Kerfan following him. And now throw the other Duran brother in the mix. The 24 of David Duran has made his way up to these guys running that outside.
And look at who else has followed along. Look who else is playing in the front now. Alonso Chocano has made his run to the front as well here. He has now scored in the 5th position. Of course, started up in 6th. He's kind of just been right here. But now he's up with the front of the pack. No longer hiding out in the back. So we're seeing this 25 join the mix as well. Nick Hapiak is kind of, in a bit of trouble. He's got Vortex and Radius all right behind him with the Duran brothers, Alex Kerfan, Alonso Chocano. I mean, those are 4 teammates right there pretty much right behind the 6th truck.
Yeah, I could see where you're going with that, Dawson, but I think that only works if they're all running the same line. And right now, there's 3 of them on the bottom, and the other one is all the way at the wall. So they're not really, I guess they're not really mounting any kind of teamwork here to get around this 6, but I think they're kind of just saying we're racers, we're here to race, and we're going to battle each other as if we're all different cars on the track.
Man, Michael Krueger is struggling, Alex.
Yeah, Michael Krueger nearly lost it there on the back straightaway. I think it was the 52 truck. He might have made contact with Brian Smith. And again, Krueger continues to drop back. I think I might have given him the announcer's jinx as I had him as a pick.
If there's anything we're good at doing here on JCTV, it's our picks being just absolutely jinxed and not being able to win. It's something we're very, very good at, and it looks like Alex first go might have done it there. See, David Duran, he finally got bit, hit the wall there, lost all his momentum. Then he was on the outside of Justin Duran. Now he drops behind Alex Kerfan, and you see it looks like Alonso Chocano's dropped back as well. He had a pretty slow lap time as well. Alonso Chocano might have had issues, but you're just seeing a bunch of back and forth, and that's what's so fun about Kansas, is there's a lot of give and take, a lot of back and forth with this different strategies. Some drivers are able to move to the front as quick as possible, but then they'll drop right back afterwards, and then you'll see the opposite happen with some other drivers. But someone we're seeing moving to the front, it should come as no surprise. Jonathan Parker is up to the 7th position after starting all the way back in 18th, so this 81 is on a march to the front quick.
Yeah, absolutely, Dawson. And in speaking with him last week when we got to talk to him up here in the booth, he said he wanted to come out here, lead every lap, and win the race. Well, he took away one of those notes already by starting in the back. But I think for sure he can come up here and win the race tonight when it comes down to the end of this.
Now, you say he just win the race. I mean, it's still entirely possible that he could still come up here and steal the stage win. He's only about 3 seconds back of the leaders. He has been putting down the fastest laps on track. He ran a 32.2 to the leaders, 32.4, but we have a caution out now. It looks like it's a 71 of Craig Fryer who's around, and that is going to change everything. I was getting ready to say, we saw this 81 truck making a march to the front, but it looks like now we're going to have a restart here. So really quickly, we're going to take a look at the JCTV replay to see what happened here leading up to this moment, and it looks like it was involvement with the 14 of Michael Krueger. As you can see coming to the front straightaway, Krueger, I don't know if that was intentional or not, but either way, the 71 goes for a spin, and Michael Krueger continues on. We're going to see if we can get on board there with that driver of the 14, Michael Krueger. And it's not been a good start to this race here for Krueger. Coming into it anyways, it was already over for the championship hunt, just looking for a good run. It just about looks like he comes up right there. And
Yeah.
well, the first caution of the day, you're going to see some split strategies here, as he's got some drivers staying out and some drivers electing to pit, notably staying out. Ethan Fonseca Moreno, Jonathan Parker, Zach Probst stays out, Dalton Kelley staying out, as the rest of the field looks to pit, and looks like also maybe Josh Arnold stays out on track, as does Brian Smith. I see Roy Crump and Josh Cobernell all electing to stay out, so the top 8 on track right now decide to stay out while the rest of the field comes down pit road. We're going to see Alex Kerfan there as he gets his service. It looks like Nick Hapiak, though, is going to win the race off pit road. And it's Justin Duran, Alonso Chocano, Alex Kerfan, David Duran, Nathan Fuller. There you see the rest of the field still on pit road. Looks like that's number 88 of Christian Pacheco, the 14 of Michael Krueger, and the 71 of Craig Fryer still on pit road, finishing up their service. But it looks like current race leader, the 43 Ethan Fonseca Moreno. Of course, Dash for Cash driver, but not too far behind. Zach Probst, he's also in the Dash for Cash, and he's got a shot at it too. What we're looking at, though, right now, Alex and John, it looks like it's going to be about a 9-lap shootout here for the stage. Top 8 score points, and right now, top 8 stayed out.
Yeah, very interesting here. Obviously, the other half that pitted, they're gonna have the fresher tires, so depends how quick they can work their way through the field and see if guys like Moreno or Parker can hold off these charging drivers with fresh tires. So it's gonna be interesting to watch here.
It indeed is going to be interesting to see what these drivers on fresh tires do compared to these top 8 that stayed out. Only 23-ish laps on the tires. Not too terrible on the set yet, but plenty of sets in the pits. So I'm kind of shocked to see the top 8 staying out. But we shall see what happens.
I mean, you say that it's a shock. I wouldn't exactly call it that. Because what we have right now is, like I said, we're going to have about 9 to go for this restart for the stage. Having those 4 sets in the pits, I mean, if you're one of those drivers that stays out here, I mean, you're going to take the tires anyways on this next pit stop, so you'll be down to 3 sets of tires. I mean, you're saving a set now compared to the rest of the field. So if later on in this race, we have 100 laps pretty much after this stage, if we have a late race caution that comes out, you're going to have an extra set of tires that some of those guys may not have. So you're definitely gambling on that. As we see the choose cone, you see Parker, Probst go to the bottom. Moreno goes to the top. Looks like Dalton Kelley went top as well. Josh Arnold follows him to the top lane, as does Brian Smith, Roy Crump, and Josh Coppernoll, which is going to shake things up a ton because that's going to open the door for Nick Hapiak and Justin Durand to shoot up to 3rd and 4th on the inside lane. So there you see the choose cone and how that comes into play. Now the fresh tires are going to be restarting 5th and 7th. And you see David Durand takes the bottom as well. I believe it's Nathan Fuller down there. Also on the bottom, indeed it is. And Christian Pacheco and Craig Fryer take the bottom lanes. So definitely a weird decision by some of those guys to take that top lane that stayed out, because that opened the door for Hapiak, Durand, and Durand. Hapiak and the Durand brothers to get up there and be in a spot to battle for the stage win.
Hey, no worries. I live in the Ohio Valley. I know what it means by having allergies. Trust me.
Green flag is out, and Ethan Moreno off to a jump here. Jonathan Parker to the inside Get to see now what the fresh tires look like with Hapiak and Durand on the inside, as we are almost 3 wide for the lead. Jonathan Parker going to take the lead out of turn 2. Zach
Yep.
Probst to the inside of the 43 and the 45 truck. Nick Hapiak right there trying to get up in position to battle.
62 tried to send it in there a little bit, but he's going to pay the price. Here comes the 6 of Hapiak. 3 wide back there almost. Hapiak goes down to the apron, and he's trying to get around that 43 of Moreno to see if he can have anything to say to Jonathan Parker.
And as that happens, here comes the 5 through the middle right now. He's going to force the issue and take it 3 wide.
4
wide!
My
God!
What a move by Justin Durand to go to the race lead!
Oh, this is getting nutty.
With 7 to go here in stage 1, I see a car dropping back a bunch. Zach Probst all the way back to 12th. Make it 13th, continuing to drop here. But what an incredible move by Justin Durand to take the race lead.
Yes, absolutely incredible move, but he's not out of the ballpark yet. Right there behind him is the 6 of Nick Hapiak, and we've seen Hapiak make the move for the lead once already tonight. You see David Durand already knocking on the wall right now, trying to get that car rolling on the top side. And not far behind them, where did this 4 truck come from? Nathan Fuller up in the top 5.
Really quickly, going back to look at this pass for the lead. He's sending in between Parker and Moreno. Hapiak to the bottom and just made it stick heading into turn 3. An incredible pass by Justin Durand to take the race lead. But right now, he's got Nick Hapiak and David Durand on his back bumper. Nathan Fuller, of course, also pit that last time by. He is on fresh tires along with the rest of these guys here. The top 6 all pit that last stop. The highest score driver that did not pit is Ethan Fonseca Moreno in 7th. He is right there on the bubble for scoring points. Craig Fryer is going to pass him now, so that puts him at 8th place. The last driver to score points in the stage. Jonathan Parker is right behind him, but of course, stage points don't really matter for Parker at this point. He's just here to try to race for some fun and get some more experience on this track right now. They'll hit the line. It'll be 4 to go here in the stage, as they continue to battle. Hapiak now going to the inside of Durand, going for the race lead.
Hapiak goes around Durand. Can he clear him off a 2? He does, but Durand goes to the inside. He's going to try a little slide job maneuver if he can. Durand returning the favor. He goes to the inside, and the other Durand looking to follow.
Hapiak's going to get the run off the corner, but he's got trouble right now with those Durand brothers. One of them pushing the other down the front straightaway. That's going to give an advantage to them going into the corner. Hapiak holding tight on that 24's door, though.
Contact! Durand goes David Durand! Oh, no, he saved it!
Big crash. Saved it. Wow.
David Durand gets back control, reins it in. He's going to drop back to 6, going to be out of the picture for the stage win. But that's going to leave Justin in a pretty good spot as we hit 2 to go. You see the top 4 all single file ducks in a row. Behind the leader, Justin Durand, Hapiak peeking to the outside, dropping back low. Fuller is right there to capitalize, and then Alex Kerfan's also right here in the picture to take the stage win as well.
Yeah, I'm interested to see what Fuller does here as he looks to the inside of Hapiak for second here, side by side, coming off turn 4. But it's going to be Hapiak with the advantage as he dives down the apron to follow Justin Durand.
This is the last lap of the stage. It's going to be a battle from here to see who can make it to the end and walk away with the final stage of Season 3. Hapiak is right there with him. Fuller now side by side with Kerfan, so it's going to be a battle between the two of them as they come through 3 and 4 for the final time in the stage. Here comes the run of the outside by Nick Hapiak. Is it going to be enough? The answer is no. Out of turn 4, Justin Durand is going to take the final stage of the year. He wins the stage for tonight's race here, the Kansas 200. And with that, we are under caution.
Oh, that was fun. That was a fun battle.
That was a really good battle there at the end. David Duran about had a chance at it too, but some slight contact with the sixer Nick Hapiak knocked him back. He wound up recovering to finish sixth in the stage. So your top 8 that scored stage points: Justin Durand, Nick Hapiak, Nathan Fuller, Alex Kerfan, Michael Krueger, David Durand, Craig Fryer, and then Dalton Kelley with the final stage points of the race. Wanting to look and see and double check and triple check before I say anything, because I believe this is Justin's third stage win of the year. I want to double check before I say that out loud
Oh,
and be
and
proven
as
wrong.
that's going on, Dawson, there was some contact made under caution between the 6 and the 24. 24 came up and let the 6 know that he was not happy about what happened on the back straightaway.
Yeah, we're gonna go back and see if we can find it here. Yeah, definitely not
Oh,
happy
wow.
with them, but I mean something like that is, I don't know. I don't know about that. They were racing hard for that position. They were going at it with each other. There really wasn't any kind of whatevers that would lead to me saying that was any kind of malicious or intent. They were just racing hard. And so we're going to see everybody come down pit road here, obviously. And that's what I'm talking about with that staying out there for the stage. It didn't pay off for a lot of those drivers, but, at the end of the day, we're going to see some guys come down pit road here. And so with that again, Justin Duran's third stage win of the year. So we'll get up here. It looks like Nick Hapiak does stay out. So one driver's going to play some off strategy.
And Dawson, I did go back and find the replay of the contact between the 6 and the 24. Not really too sure if Duran knows, but there was a good amount of net code involved in that contact. And every right to be upset. Obviously, tempers flare on the track all the time, but neither driver really close enough to where they should have been making any contact.
Yeah, that's the thing.
They
It's netcode has been a thing that's bitten David Durant a lot this year. It's just been kind of an issue. But we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna go and grab the man who won the stage here tonight, Justin Durant. Hey, Justin, this is the boys in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
All right, really quickly before we get this restart here, you scored your third stage win of the season here in the final race. What does that feel like, building towards the end of this race? What do you build off of from that?
Just hopefully some good momentum the rest of the way. Just lets everyone know that, or at least myself know that I can run up here towards the front pretty comfortably. Really the main goal now is just to see if we can contend for the win. If not, let's finish the season out with a good finish. Hopefully, let us ride to the off season. Hopefully, for a nice start to season 4.
Radius has all looked pretty fast here. Last year, you had a really good chance to win it. What do you do this year to correct last season's mistake?
Just don't mess up the pit entry. I was there with Alonso. We had a pretty good gap. Don't remember who was in third at the time, but I pit a lap before him, and I just didn't slow down enough. So, feel like we run the same as last year and just correct that mistake. Should see this number 5 C2 graphics Chevy near the front all night long.
Well, we hope to see you in victory lane here tonight. We'll hope to talk to you later. Good luck.
All right, appreciate it, guys.
So as they get ready to go back to the green, that was your stage winner, Justin Durand, who scored his third stage win of the year tonight. The green flag is out. Hapiak stayed out. Kerfan starting second there, but you see the big stack up there did not get going as fast. I'm wondering here, what I'm seeing, if I'm reading this right, it looks like the top two off the pit road, Alex Kerfan and Craig Fryer, did not take tires. They only took gas. So that leaves them on the on the tires that they are on the same as Hapiak. But right now, they're going to have to try to hold off a hard-charging crowd of Justin Duran and Nathan Fuller.
The 71 is going to take a peek to the inside, try to get the race lead here coming off of 4. Hapiak's still going to hold the advantage on the top side.
Yeah, things are getting wild back here. Side by side between Fryer and Fuller as they're battling for second. He's got Duran in the 5 right behind him as they come off turn 2.
Hapiak's really hoping that Fryer and Kerfan can hold him off as long as they can, because those are the two that stayed out on that took no tires on that stop. So we've got a couple guys that are bouncing strategies around to see what they can do for the later stages of this race to kind of build upon it. So we'll have to see what they can do as this race progresses. But right now we got a big bundle of trucks right here from about 5th all the way back to make it about 13th or 14th even. As you see everybody right here, tight racing still side by side, everybody on the same tires, everybody on the same strategy, save for the 71 and the 30. As well as our race leader, Nick Hapiak. You see Fryer drifting up right in front of Parker. Parker's to the
Whoa!
wall. Fryer just about lost it. Fryer still fighting that truck. But Parker gets the wall, going to drop him back to that 15th position. Not necessarily how he's wanting that race to go here for his crowning moment, but right now he's going to try to recover and recuperate as Craig Fryer continues to battle that truck all the way back to 10th.
Yeah, I was going to say he was dropping back. Even before that, he was dropping back quite a few spots. He's just really struggling to get a hold of that truck right now.
Up front,
Oh, he hit the wall.
Nathan Fuller has taken the race lead. Justin Durand to second as Hapiak slots back into third. Nathan Fuller having a good run here tonight. He's not really had a flashy season, so to speak. I mean, he's done pretty well for himself. He's got a 3rd place finish at Homestead a couple weeks ago, 5th at Bristol, 7th at Kentucky. But outside of that, it's really just been a quiet season. He's got a total of about 17 or 18 laps, 18 laps of the season, actually, excuse me. So he's got some experience up here in the front, but he's definitely looking to capitalize and maybe come home with a win. But right now, he's got a battle here, as here comes Justin Durand. And I see an issue for a couple trucks, maybe even. It looked like it for a second, but they're a little bit further back. Parker, Crump, and Fryer all battling for the 14th spot right now. So you see side by side for the race lead is Justin Durand and Nathan Fuller. They continue on here. They are side by side, and look who is in third now. David Durand bouncing back. He's right there in third, ready to pounce as well.
Ooh, David Durant grabs a little bit of apron there. That's going to make his truck loose and wash up the track a little bit. So that's only going to allow Nathan Fuller to pull back to the outside of this 5 truck. Side by side through 3 and 4, they go. The advantage right now to the 5, but the 4 getting great runs off the corner. And look at brother David Durand going all the way to the apron, trying to close up any amount of time he can to the 2 in front of him.
The thing about Kansas that it's kind of hard to understand because of how this track is. It's almost like, a draft style track. I mean, you have to be kind of right there with the guy, and you've got to pull along in his draft in these trucks to really have a shot at getting by him. And you see that happen sometimes here when they generate runs down the front straightaway. You'll see him pull in line right behind somebody and then come around through the tri-oval right the last second. They'll peek down to the inside. And that's just see what David is trying to do to Justin, or at the very least trying to do, period. And that's what we're going to see throughout this race. It's all about generating that run on the front straightaway to get around the truck ahead of you. And right now, it's still side by side between Justin and Nathan Fuller, and David Durand now is lurking. He is right on their tailgates now. It's a 3-horse battle for the race lead.
Man, what an incredible battle for the lead we have up here. This is really fun to watch, and I definitely agree. I mean, I've driven trucks at tracks like Kansas, like Chicagoland, where I have noticed how you kind of have to draft still, and it's fun to race. I'm not gonna lie, it's fun to do.
Looking back at the guys that didn't take tires at last stop, Nick Hapiak, who stayed out, period, is currently scored 8th. He's been able to successfully keep his place up here in the top 10. Alex Kerfan is back to 13th, and Craig Fryer is last right now in 17th. But you saw there, David Durand, he peeked to the outside. Is he thinking about trying to send it 3 wide here?
I was thinking that for a moment. It looked like he was gonna try and see if he could sneak up on that high line, and he's pretty fast on that high line. We've seen that all night so far.
He's setting the fastest laps of the top 3 right now. Fastest laps of the top 5 even. Is this 24 of David Durand, who's drifted up to the top lane. He's going to try to make it work on this 4 of Nathan Fuller, who continues to lead the race here as we approach lap 50. As you see David Durand continuing to battle, he is going to fight his way to the race lead here, side by side with Nathan Fuller. He tries the same thing he did with Hapiak. A little bit of contact knocks him around, but he's going to recover this time. He's back to the inside of Fuller, going for the race lead.
Yeah, Dawson, I'm not sure if there was actually contact there between them, or if the 24 just got loose trying to side draft, but he's putting up a heck of a fight right here on lap 51 of the race for this race lead.
Yeah, absolutely. David Durand is really putting up a fight here, trying to side draft off that 4, trying to get some sort of advantage here. And of course, Justin Durand, he's still there. He's knocking on the door on both of these guys.
Yeah, and like what Justin Durand said in his interview, I mean, he needs to just execute this race to not let it slip away. What we saw last season, what he's referring to, coming to what was essentially the final pit stop, he sped on pit road, and that cost him the race, and that cost him the championship. He was able to recover and win. He won Rookie of the Year last year, but of course, winning Rookie of the Year doesn't mean anything if you don't win the championship along with it, because that's what he was going for. But now you see him going for the race lead, but he is looking to recover this season and show that that was just the only thing that kept him from winning that race and possibly even the championship. But he continues to battle here with Fuller and Durand, the top 3 fighting hard for this position. We are going to take a very quick side-by-side ad break as the top 3 continue to do battle. Don't go anywhere. You will not miss a thing as we take you JCTV side by side.
Hey man, you cut me off back there. What you gonna do about it? Oh man.
Can you feel it? The taste of Coca-Cola. When the race
All right, fine. Are we good? We're good.
So what do you got in that loader, Tony?
Just did my mail run, Chase. 3,100 pounds of letters from the best fans on earth.
You have this many fans.
Yes.
You sure some of this isn't hate mail?
Nope. All fan mail.
This one's about weight loss.
That's not mine.
It has your name on it.
I'm a popular guy.
It says VIP membership renewal.
Not cool to read other people's mail, kid.
This isn't fan mail.
Mahindra, the official tractor of Tough and Stewart Haas Racing.
This season, Denny Hamlin knows there's nothing worse than losing. Not a caution on lap 2. Not having to drive an entire race with someone you have nothing in common with.
Mind if I play some CDs? Forget it.
Not getting a sunburn, then putting on a wool sweater. Losing is even worse than finding out your favorite Mexican restaurant has become a year-round Christmas store.
Hola, señor Denny.
No bueno, Carlos.
Denny Hamlin knows that anyone who says there are worse things than losing has never won anything.
Oh, wow. You're Kyle Busch.
Yeah. Hi.
And that is the new Nas Rowdy drink?
That's it.
Can I get a picture?
Sure, yeah, okay.
Thank you.
Oh, no.
Get rowdy.
Man, we're door to door. I have the better car, fresher tires. I drove it in deep, and you missed it. I know you wanted to watch it, but you got throttled by your data plan, and it slowed you down. You hit your data limit streaming all that techno music, didn't you? I mean, really? Man, you've got some questionable taste in music.
Switch to Sprint, the only network with truly unlimited data.
Man, running out of hot water, that's like running out of gas during a race.
You got that right.
That's why I'm getting a Richmond water heater, man. They're dependable.
A real winner.
They got everything here, too. And the prices, they're low.
Come to Menards. Check out our huge selection of Richmond water heaters in stock today. You'll save big money now. Low prices, lower energy cost.
Man, what an awesome store.
I'm proud to have them as a partner.
Let's go win some races for Menards.
Let's do it.
Save big money at Menards.
Ooh. Call Logano. Hey, Joey, You can save money if you fill up at Shell if you use Advanced Auto Parts Speed Perks.
Dude, I'm way ahead of you.
You saved at the pump?
Yeah, I saved at the pump.
The pump?
The pump.
He saved at the pump!
Now you can save at the pump when you shop at Advance Auto Parts. Learn more at advanceautoparts.com/gas rewards.
Now, it's my turn.
Dad, where'd you get that?
Oh, you won't believe what just happened.
Don't tell me you got the last Diet Dew.
Yeah.
I love the taste of Diet Dew. What do you want for it? Deal.
Diet Mountain Dew. Yeah, it tastes that good.
Hey, Hotshot. Meter's running.
Everyone knows that old NASCAR legend about how drivers, go during a race. So naturally, we were curious.
Kevin, no bathroom break?
Nope, all set.
Hey, Kevin.
What's going on? Excuse me.
I mean, those fire suits are made of high-tech fabric.
What are you doing?
Nothing. Looking at the rain. Uh-huh. You guys go on, I'll catch up.
Welcome you back to this presentation of the Kansas Drains.com 200 here at Kansas for the Season 3 finale of the InThePitsNews Truck Series. It has been hectic, crazy, chaotic already, and right now, David Duran leading, Justin Duran sitting in second. It is Duran yet again. If we could play copyrighted music, we would. But that would make Josh Coppernoll very upset, so we do not do that. However, we see these two brothers up front here side by side, or not side by side, more so just they are 1 and 2, but they were not that way for a while. It took a little bit of extra help to get them that way, but they were able to get that way. And we're going to take a look back and see what happened. We're going to show you. We showed you in nonstop, but obviously it's a lot better to have that show in the replay. So this was coming. This is the battle for second between Fuller and Durand. And you see right here, Justin tries to move right in front of him. He wasn't fully clear, and around went Fuller into the wall. He was able to recuperate, but then he got right back in the wall, and it just stuck. He just got stuck in the wall. And just like that, he went from battling for second to way back in the pack. So this is Nathan Fuller as it stands right now. He is currently scored in 16th in that Ford truck. He is about 10 seconds off of the race leader, David Duran. So he is going to have a long night ahead after that one. But right now, it's between David and Justin, still 1 and 2 right now. It looks like Justin's got a bit of a better run building than David. So it's going to be a battle between these two, but with pit stops soon, not quite yet, but soon, we're going to start to see this strategy play out and see who is better off of pit road.
Also, duly noted, Dawson, you brought up during our ad break to us as commentators that the 25 was making his presence known up there in the top 4, top 3, and then that incident happened, and he ran into the back of the Ford truck, and now he's seated all the way back in 8th behind Dalton Kelley.
And just take a look at who's right behind him right now. That's the 42/98 because Trading Paints does not work. That's Josh Coppernoll, currently scored in the 9th position. He's got a battle going on with Roy Crump, it looks like, as Crump's closing in on him. Josh looking to improve from what I did last week in Martinsville. We'll see if he can do that. That'll have to be 8th or better. And just kind of looking through, the rest of his season thus far for that number 42 truck. I mean, it's not really been a season to remember, I would say. 6th at Talladega, 9th at Michigan. Scored a top 10 at Homestead and Chicagoland as well. And Phoenix scored 10th. But outside of that, that's been about the highs of the season. So we'll have to see what he can do. He's got 1 lap left of the season, and that lap lead came at Phoenix. I see it looks like we got a pit stop happening. Yeah, indeed, Nick Hapiak is on pit road. Does not come as a surprise that he is coming to pit road here now. as he stayed out under that last caution. But right here, we see a battle heating up for the lead again. It's a battle of the brothers, Justin versus David.
Yeah, this has been going on now for the last couple of laps. Justin really trying to use that inside line to get an advantage on David, but David doing a really good job on that outside line. We'll see how long that can last.
Like, Justin's getting a better run through the middle of the corner, which would be expected running the lower line, but David just able to hold him off on the top side with the run out of the corner. Coming up to pit stops here soon, at least for the people who might have stayed out. Oh,
David
wow.
Duran got loose off the corner, able to recuperate. And I see here another driver that had an issue coming off of the corner was Michael Krueger. Got a little sideways there. And I see back here further, Josh Coppernoll is on pit road to make his pit stop, as we see the battle for the lead still heating up between Justin and David. It's all going to be about who blinks first between the two. I think it's really going to set the mood for this race.
I agree completely. I mean, at this point, it's almost like who's going to slip up first, like you mentioned. And again, as mentioned, again, Justin able to use that inside line, but then just coming off the turn, it's been more David. I think he wiggled quite a bit coming off too.
Even with that wiggle, though, he's still able to get a better run off of the corner than Justin is. But the big thing that's playing in Justin's favor, David has a friend up there. It's called the wall. David finds that a couple times here when he runs this high lane. You see there, he's going to pull right down in front of Justin, trying to hold him at bay. But David's found the wall a couple times here when he's made his move on the outside lane. He just needs to kind of stay away from it. He can maintain this lead with the runs he gets off the corner, but he just inches ever so closer, and it's just going to keep getting closer and closer. And we see there a better run on the exit for David, over Justin. Looks like Zach Probst is coming to pit road as well. I noticed he was dropping back. But somebody else I see up here that's moving through the field. How about Brian Smith in the 52? Started this race in 14th. Kind of headed around out back all day, but has moved his way up to the front here in this later stages of this run. Currently 4th here, 36 laps in since the caution that came out for the stage. So a quietly good run going for that 52 of Brian Smith. And it looks like he's pitting this time. Indeed, he is. So he gets down on the apron. You see pit stops starting to go underway. We are 37 laps since that last stop. So we're going to see some drivers pulling down, getting some fresh tires and some fuel. As you see there, here comes Justin to the inside, still trying to make it work on David. And he might have a shot here if David has a bobble. There it is. But we're going to see David just get that run. It's so much better on the outside lane than it is on the inside.
Yeah, and you're seeing David actually get really close to that outside wall on exit of the corner, and I think that's what's causing him to bobble right now, but it's also playing a safety factor. If he has a big bobble, he can just kind of kiss the wall and move on from it.
Josh Coppernoll pulling off of pit road here, but he had a very slow stop, it looked like. 16-second stop, actually, a normal stop, but he was pretty slow coming off of pit road. Not sure what happened to the 42, if anything. I mean, it just looked like he had a slow stop for some reason, and he had a slow lap being put together, even though he pit just a lap ago. That was weird. Everything was showing that he had a slow stop, but he had a normal stop, so. Michael Krueger's on pit road. Craig Fryer is as well, and you see as Josh is out on the racetrack, he has currently scored 2 laps down, as the battle between the Durans continues on behind him. I'm wondering, he must have had something happen coming onto pit road or something. It's weird because Josh has currently scored 2 laps down. But he had a regular pit stop. He didn't have any speeding issues or anything. And he pit at a better position than some of the other drivers did compared to the leader. So it's confusing. But you see Craig Fryer just went a second lap down as well. So I'm not too sure how that's all panning out.
Yeah, I'm not really sure there. I went back and looked at the replay, and I didn't see anything wrong there. Now I'm just curious to see which of the Duran brothers are going to pit first here coming up.
Yeah, 40 laps, 41 now as they cross the line since they last came down pit road for the top 11. Nick Hapiak was the first down pit road. He has currently scored in the 12th position. There you see Zach Probst, Brian Smith, Michael Krueger, Greg Fryer, Josh Coppernoll. They are all the drivers that are scored laps down from 12th through 15th. That is Hapiak through Krueger. They are currently 1 lap down. Fryer and Coppernoll are currently 2 laps down. Ride here with that number 5 of Justin Duran as he hunts down his brother David, trying to catch him. David running that top lane as Justin runs the bottom. Now, what I'm wondering is, as we saw the pit stops come from Hapiak, Probst, Smith, and Krueger, as well as Fryer and Coppernoll, are some of these guys going to try to two-stop it? Because what I'm seeing right now is I'm seeing these other guys, they're staying out 43, maybe coming up 44, 45 laps or so. Are they going to try to split this in half compared to everybody else that's pit already that's maybe going to go for 2 stops?
Something I'm kind of keeping track of right now, Dawson. This 43 of Ethan Moreno, not far behind your leaders. You can probably see him in the background here of your leaders. These two continue to battle, and this 43 has shown up and started to kind of close the gap here between the two in front of him.
That's something I noticed too. Entering turns 1 and 2, David Duran went to the bottom, and then in 3 and 4, Justin went to the top. So that was kind of different from what we've been seeing from these two. Both of them pretty much running the other's line in following corners. But we see here Justin is back to the bottom in 1 and 2, David back to the top as these two continue to do battle. Yeah, you mentioned it. Moreno is closing in. He's been running faster laps the last 2 laps than the Duran brothers have been. So they've not been gapping, they've been losing time, just increments, though, about maybe 0.2 a lap, if so. But that time by about even with that 43.
Yeah, I mean, that's...
Go ahead.
Oh, yeah, I mean, that's what happens. You battle side by side like that, and, at that point, it can take the advantage to the third-place driver, and it can give Moreno, if this keeps up, it could give Moreno a chance, as I see the 24 there now dipping to the inside and the 5 to the outside. And, yep, 24 looks to be pitting.
Not just a lap prior, Jonathan Parker pulled into pit road as well, but David Duran will be the first to come to pit road. 47 laps on that run for the 24, and we're going to see Justin staying out for an extra lap as well. Looks like you'll see Moreno, Kelley, Arnold, Crump, Chocano, Kerfan, and then Pacheco as well. Going to stay out. Looks like Nathan Fuller is pitting this time. Nick Hapiak.
So it's the 43.
Moreno coming in this time as well, looks like, according to the radio. So there you'll see Ethan Fonseca Moreno, the current leader for the Dash for Cash drivers. Those 4 drivers currently doing battle. And you'll start to see that side there, the ticker bouncing around from all the drivers, getting track position from those that are pitting and those that are staying out as he continues to cycle through. Right now, Dalton Kelley up to 2nd, Josh Arnold is 3rd. Dalton Kelley, of course, has 1 career win here in the InThePitsNews Truck Series, that coming from Martinsville at Season 2. He's put together a lot of good runs. He's just not really been able to finish them off. He's looking forward to trying to do it tonight. You see Justin Duran going to pull the pit road. Looks like Dalton Kelley is pulling in behind him as well. That's going to leave Josh Arnold out on track as the race leader. He'll take the race lead from Duran and Kelley. Looks like Chocano coming to pit road as well as Alex Kerfan. So the only driver left staying out is the 26th of Josh Arnold. He'll be the last driver to pit. But right now, Nick Hapiak currently scored 6. We're going to see where he can cycle out after pitting 16 laps prior to those ahead of him. as Arnold pulls it down pit road. Now there's Nick Hapiak, who will assume the race lead for now. He's got 6 laps fresher tires in second place. Brian Smith, 5 laps compared to Zach Probst. Give it about 7 laps to Michael Krueger's, and then of course Justin Duran, who just came down pit road, currently scored in the 6th position. It's Ethan Fonseca Moreno getting by Justin Durand right there, so he's looking to make a march. He's currently scored now in the 5th position. He pit just a lap prior to that 5 truck. See in the background, battle for second. Smith and Probst right there side by side. Smith going to go way up top and give Probst that bottom. As they look to battle here for second, Nathan Fuller, is currently a lap down. He's right there behind the race leader, Nick Hapiak. Of course, Fuller battling for second earlier on, had an issue with Justin Duran, put him in the wall, and has pretty much set him this far back all the way behind the 8 ball. As this race continues on here, as we're going to hit lap 89 this time by. So pit stop cycles through. Nick Hapiak assumes the race lead. And with that, we're going to take you on another quick side-by-side break. Don't go anywhere. You don't want to miss the conclusion of the Kansas Drainfield.com 200 here at Kansas to conclude Season 3.
Fly the blimp, too much hot air. Race announcer, same thing there. Wouldn't get a word in with you know who. Just get down on the track and do what you do. Slide down in my seat, pull the belts tight. Get up on the wheel and let the dust fly. Never know how. Never know how.
This season, nothing scares Carl Edwards more than losing. Not a 10-car pileup on a fast track. Not trading paint with a car full of clowns. Not that furnace in his basement that sometimes looks like a face. Losing is even scarier than having to choose between starving and eating your best friend Bob.
I don't feel like I've got much time left. Great.
There are only 2 things that scare Carl Edwards: losing and not winning.
I'm Jimmy Johnson. Boom, confetti. I'm Jimmy Johnson.
Jimmy, customers love the new paint color. It's your beard.
Oh, wow.
And living legend, Jimmy Johnson is on aisle 8.
Dawn, this is all great. Maybe a little much.
I think we're playing it pretty cool here.
I'm Jimmy Johnson. Boom, confetti.
It's Denny time.
You drive like my mom.
Dinner's ready.
What would you do with your favorite driver? Enter your design at toyotaracing.com.
Oh, the new Nosferatu drink. Oh, Kyle Busch. Oh, cash, credit, or debit?
Well, man, I'm fresh out, but it is my drink.
Oh, I mean, not really. I mean, it's more my drink.
I'll trade you my hat.
Oh.
Really?
Yeah.
Get rowdy.
So how's that new Mahindra tractor, Tony?
To be honest, Chase, there's nothing more satisfying than working my land with this Mahindra. Well, nothing outside of being Rookie of the Year, winning 62 races, 3 Cup Series championships, securing dozens of sponsorship deals, and getting inducted to the Hall of Fame, getting married to a wonderful woman, owning a racing team, hanging out in my trophy room, you know, awesome stuff.
Yeah, what? Can't hear you.
Mahindra, the official tractor of Tough and Stewart-Haas Racing.
As a Grand Prix world champion in triathletes, I know how important it is to stretch before any competition.
I also know it's important to stretch. Mobil 1's advanced technology lubricates our engines.
Yes, that is true.
And my joints.
Oh my word.
Soda cookies. Want one, Jensen?
50 laps to go, and here comes Casey Kane in for a pit. Wow, that was fast. Boy, I want to see that again in slow motion, Doug.
Okay, that was something I did not see the first time, Pete.
Boy, you catch a lot more detail when you slow things down.
I guess so.
Those look good.
Yeah. Oh, Casey's always got time for arm wrestling.
Amazing.
Yes, she is, Pete.
Boy, you blink an eye and you miss all that.
Impressive. Casey Kane's always impressive.
This year, winning means more, and Kyle Busch would do anything to win. He'd steal a lead on a restart. He'd save an out-of-control race car. He'd get a neck tattoo of himself winning so he'll feel guilty if he loses. He'd even call another driver's house 30 times in a row the night before a race.
Who is this? Who's this?
If it would help him win, he'd do it. Because Kyle Busch would do anything to win.
As we come to the close of tonight's race in the KansasDrainfield.com 200, approaching lap 100, just 35 laps remaining. We see some pit stops back underway for some of these drivers that made their stops earlier, including what looks to be race leader Zach Probst, who is pulling it down pit road now. That's going to hand the race lead over to Ethan Fonseca Moreno. So we'll be back here live on JCTV. The battle for the race lead is going to heat up now big time because look who's sneaking back there. It's that 5 of Justin Durand. He's back there in second now behind Moreno, looking to get up there and go for the race lead again.
Yeah, Moreno, we talked about him before the pit stops. He was closing on the Durand brothers now in front of Justin Durand here. He might have something to say here before the end of this race on who actually wins this race. We've seen Moreno a couple times this season. He's been fast, but he's had some internet issues and other things that have popped up that have just kept him from getting to victory lane so far. But tonight, looks like he got the internet fixed, and it looks like he brought a fast truck to Kansas.
Yeah, we've seen it from this 43. He has shown speed to win these races. He has shown the ability to run up front and go for the wins, but he's just not been able to put them together as well. I mean, we saw it. He's had some speed at Homestead, finishing second. He's had speed elsewhere, just having good runs, but just ultimately, it just all falls short for him. And he's looking for tonight to be the night, and of course, to be big if he can do it tonight, because if he can do it tonight, that's $100 richer that he will be at the conclusion of tonight's race. So he's looking forward to doing that if he can do it. But Justin Durand right there, he's not looking for money. He's just looking for a race win to add to his totals to make it his third of this season. Only 4 drivers only 4 drivers as of right now have won 3 or more races in a season. That was Cameron Caldwell in Season 1, Alonso Chocano in Season 2. Both of those were championship years. And then this year we had Michael Krueger with 3, and of course Jonathan Parker with his 5. He is the only driver to hit 4 or more wins in a season, and he is also now the Season 3 champion because of it. We see Moreno looking for his first career win. Justin Durand is looking for career win number 3.
Yeah, during the break, we noticed we saw a little 3-wide action. That 4 truck of Nathan Fuller. Obviously, he was trying to fight to get back on the lead lap, and things almost got a little hairy. I think it was between him, Hapiak, and Probst before Probst had to pit there.
Yeah, it was getting kind of dicey between them, and we kind of thought it might play into a factor here with that 5 of Justin Durand, who was the reason he was even back that far back in the first place. We see here, of course, he won Rookie of the Year last year. He had a chance at the championship in Season 2 as well. He threw it away in this race, but he's looking to redeem himself. Right now, he's got a good shot at doing it right here on the back bumper of the 43. Still battling hard for this race lead. And like I said, looking for career win number 3, winning at Kentucky for his first career win, and then again at Atlanta this year. So if a track has hosted a race that was called the Quaker State 400 before, Justin Durand has found a way to win there. And green walls are his friend, but obviously Kansas has white walls, so it's going to be hard for him to pull that one off here tonight.
Well, the backstretch has green, the American ethanol green wall back there, but not all around the track.
Let's take a look at your JCTV machine update. There's Josh Copernol, currently scored in the 15th position. We were talking about him being up there, having a shot at it, but right now it's looking more and more like it's not going to be a stellar finish to the season for this 42 team. Of course, that's his team, Piston Broke Racing, and I think that phrase there can describe how he feels after tonight. It's quite fitting for that 42 team. Currently 15th, of course, teammate Michael Krueger, though, up to 11th. He came to pits about 4 laps ago, so we're going to see how this kind of plays out. We've got some drivers that took the 2-stop strategy. It's gonna be interesting to see if it shakes out for them. Right now, Zach Probst, highest running driver that has made a stop recently, and that is 10th place, a lap down. So the battle for the lead heats up as well. A battle for third is brewing between Dalton Kelley and Alex Kerfan. And this isn't just a battle for third on track. I mean, these two are battling for third in the point standings as well. David Durand is also part of that battle. He just dropped to 6th behind Josh Arnold. So we see these two continuing to do battle here. I don't know how the points are going to shake out because I believe Dalton's led some laps and I believe Alex has led some laps too. But Alex also got the pole and got more stage points than Dalton. So it's really going to come down to the finish of this race on who's going to finish where in the point standings as the leader is now approaching the lap car of Roy Crump. But I mean, yeah, this battle for third in points is going to be intense.
As the leaders stick nose to tail right now, they are going to come up on that 42 machine of Josh Copernol here in about the next couple laps. Moreno moving to the high line here. Durand looking low. And right now they continue to run nose to tail. Alex Kerfan looks like he did get around Dalton Kelley.
Outside of that, really, the only battles really heating up now. It's Josh Arnold and David Durand who are battling. They're about a half second apart from each other. Alonso Chocano is in 7th, and of course, your champion here for Season 3, Jonathan Parker, currently riding around in the 8th position. Has officially, of course, locked it up at the start of this race to drop the green flag, gave that 81 the championship. And also, not to be lost into two, he's Rookie of the Year. So he's got 2 awards. He swept Rookie of the Year and the championship, so he's able to get both accolades added on from this season. But right now running 8th, been a really quiet night for this 81. He's not really been up there. He's not really been in the mix much. He's just kind of rode around tonight, which is kind of different from what we've seen from him this year.
Exactly, and let me see. Yeah, so it looks like he is pitting in as well. He just said that on the radio.
Okay, so we will expect to see some more drivers here pitting as well, probably soon, if Parker is coming in as well. And I'm looking to see the last time. There's only been 2 races this season where that number 81 machine has not made it to the front to lead a lap. That was at the second Talladega race, I believe, along with Charlotte earlier this season, where he finished runner-up. So 2 races where this 81 truck has not been out front. Could be a third here tonight, and of course, not going to matter anyways. He is the champion, so not leading the lap doesn't matter to him. But definitely different from what we've seen throughout the seasons. We crossed the stripe this time, though. 20 laps to go here at Kansas to determine the final race winner of Season 3. And it's a close battle right now between Ethan Fonseca Moreno and Justin Durand.
Yeah, just trying to reel them in. They both went way down on the apron there. And checking on the radio here, it looks like the 43 is pitting. I see box, 43. Yes, sir. There he goes. He's going down pit road.
So Ethan Fonseca Moreno going to pull down pit road. That hands the lead back to Justin Durand, who will take off with it now.
But this brings up something interesting, though, Dawson. We're going to be within about, we're already within 20 to go, but we're going to be within about 15, 20 laps. And this should cycle the lead back out to that 6 of Nick Hapiak as I'm looking at the running order. Right now, he's got Michael Krueger in front of him, but he's right there on the tailgate of Michael Krueger.
Yeah, Michael Krueger leading this group of 3 right here. And the thing to note of him, Krueger pit the latest of those 3. So he pit a lap later than Hapiak, who pit a lap later than Probst. So you see the top 3 right there that are running right now, 7th, 8th, and 9th, what would essentially cycle around to be the race leaders. So this very well could be your battle for the win here tonight. It all depends on how these pit stops shake up. But right now, that's your current race leader. 5 of Justin Durand. You see there's Jonathan Parker. Got to get one of his 2 laps back. He scored 15th right now.
And I'm noticing Durand running really low on the racetrack pretty much everywhere right now. Maybe just trying to save a little bit of fuel if you can and conserving his stuff. I don't think he can stretch it, but maybe trying something here, just a home run.
You can hear it on board. He's clutching in almost, or at least rolling off the gas. He is going to try to save it here, I believe, because it's, from the sounds of things and looking at everything, he's going slower in the corners. He is giving up a lot of time to second place now, Alex Kerfan, because he is dropping it, and he is crawling through the corners. So he is going to try and save the fuel to make it to the end of this race. I don't know if it's going to work, but that's what it looks like he's doing right now. He is not pushing. He is in save mode. So we'll have to see what Justin can do. He's not got much longer to do it. It's going to be about 15 to go when we hit the stripe this time. And he's got a 10-second gap to second place, his teammate Alex Kerfan.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure if he's going to be able to make it work, but, obviously his best bet maybe for a caution. But, yeah, it's going to be tough here for the 5 of Justin Durand.
Well, Dawson, you brought it up at the beginning of the show that we wouldn't have as much drama, but we're getting some drama here late on in this race. With Justin Durand trying to save, and now Alex Kerfan closing up at an enormous rate.
But the thing is about that, even if Alex Kerfan closes up and catches him, he pit the same lap that Justin Durand did. They are on the same strategy. So if Alex Kerfan is pushing right now, he needs to back it way up. If Justin thinks he can make it, Alex should be backing off right now, because that means that he can make it too. Same with Dalton Kelley and same with Josh Arnold, who are on that same strategy. David Durand has currently scored 5th. He's on that same pit strategy as well as Alonso Chocano, who is in 6th. So the top 6 right now, all on that same pit stop strategy. They are all going to have to start saving fuel if they're wanting to make it to the end here, like Justin's trying to do. They're going to have to just start saving. But, they've got 13 laps to go. It's going to be close.
And you see, here comes the 43 of Ethan Moreno to unlap himself from that 5 truck. That's going to be another interesting note, too. How long does it take that 43 to get back around the track?
It's going to take too long, and there's not enough time left. Brian Smith looking to unlap himself as well from the 11th position, but what I'm noticing right now, 33-second laps from race leader Justin Duran, from Alex Kerfan, Dalton Kelley, Josh Arnold, and David Duran ran at 34. So did Alonso Chocano. They are in max fuel save mode. Michael Krueger, however, who is 7th, is not, and he is right there with Alonso Chocano. As we see right up there, there's Chocano and Duran. They're pulling Hapiak and Probst along as well. So it's going to be a close race here. Coming up with 12 to go. As of right now, though, Michael Krueger is 23.5 seconds back of the race leader, Justin Duran. So we'll have to see whose strategy prevails. Was the 2-stop call worth it, or is the 1-stop going to get it done?
It's going to get interesting.
Across the stripe, 11 to go this time by. And, you know, if I'm David Duran, if I'm Justin Duran, if I'm Alex Kerfan, the last thing I want is a caution to come out at any point in this final 10 laps. Because a caution will take all this saving, all this fuel strategy and everything, and just throw it out the window. That's pretty much all it's going to do. Michael Krueger has moved to the 6th position by Alonso Chocano. He also gets by David Duran, now up to 5th. So he's got 21 seconds is the gap now. 32.5 last time by for Michael Krueger at 33.3 for Justin Duran, who is just running very low and very slow. He's running about a second off the average pace of this race right now. He is absolutely in fuel save mode. He is in strong fuel save mode as we hit 9 to go with the line.
Well, and David Duran must have seen these cars coming around him and said, either I'm not going to save anymore, or he thinks he's good, because he's actually trying to battle with the guys that are passing him in the 14 and the 6 and the 62.
He's battling, but I don't know. It's going to be close. I mean, if he thinks he can make it, he is on 2 laps longer than what we saw with the rest of these leaders. You can see he pit 42 laps ago compared to Justin and Alex pitting 41 laps ago. It's going to be a very rough push here for this race leader as he continues to save. But you got to wonder, you know, is Alex Kerfan, if he gets that good to go, if he thinks he's good enough to go, is he going to start pushing? Dalton Kelley looks to be pushing a little bit more this time by, but then he backs it back off. But let's open the door for Michael Krueger. He's 18 seconds back now, but he's just running out of time with 7 laps to go. He is going to need them to run out, or he's going to need to start pushing hard.
And now as these guys have caught up to these guys that are saving, Zach Probst, big moment there off of 4. Almost loses it right in front of Chocano. But look who's right there with Krueger now, the 43. If any of these guys run out, the 43 is currently the fastest car on track.
By a large margin. Fonseca Moreno is the fastest truck on track, but he's got to overcome a 15-second gap in just about 5 laps. I mean, it's going to take cutting off 3 seconds a lap for Ethan Fonseca Moreno, but as of right now, the pace that he's running compared to the leaders, that's what he's doing. So he might have a very long shot at doing it, but he has got a wicked fast truck right now. He's going to have to push like crazy to get to the front, though.
Yeah, exactly. He's got the freshest tires, but again, I think it's going to have to take some of these guys running out of gas if he's got a shot. He's still about 16 seconds back, so he's going to have to push it.
Right now, he's closing up on the back bumper of this 45 truck of Dalton Kelley, who we also know is in save mode. Ethan Fonseca Moreno going to go to the top side on the 45, and he's going to make quick work of that 45, blow his doors off on the way by, and move Ethan Fonseca Moreno up to the 4th spot. Next driver in front of him is going to be Alex Kerfan and Josh Arnold, as they look like they might have had a pass for second. Josh Arnold might not be saving anymore. Indeed, he is not. He's running a 32.6. Josh Arnold not saving. Race leader still saving with a 34-second lap time. Alex Kerfin with a 33-second lap time. He's still in his save mode. But right behind Alex Kerfin now, Ethan Moreno can see Alex Kerfin.
3 laps to go. And it looks like Arnold isn't fully pushing anymore. He's kind of backed off a little bit, still stagnant at a 5-second gap. Moreno is at not within 10 seconds, but I mean, he'd have to cut 3 seconds the next 3 laps, and he just does not have the pace right now to do that. We're at a 32-second to Duran's 33, who's starting to pick up the pace a little bit more here. He's not fully saving. He's pushing a little more now, so it looks like that 5 might think he's got plenty to go here to the end of it. He's on 46, coming on 47 laps since he last pit. But that 5 might have just pulled the race-winning strategy as he continues on here. 2 to go here at Kansas. All he needs is 2 laps of clean green racing and just about maybe a gallon of fuel to make it to the end.
And right now, Ethan Moreno just blew by the 30 of Alex Kerfin, sets his sights on second, which is Josh Arnold, who's just up the road from him. Entering 3 as Ethan Moreno is now going to enter 3.
With that, the white flag is out.
We're at least going to have a battle for second, Dawson, if Duran doesn't run out.
Justin Duran, last year, he was unable to get the win. He had a shot at a championship last year coming into this race, threw it away on a bad pit stop, sped on pit road, and lost the championship that way. But coming back for redemption to score his 3rd career win, he can coast it from here. Out of turn number 4, Justin Duran is going to pick up career win number 3, and it comes here at Kansas.
And Josh Arnold is going to take home, I believe, the Dash for Cash, if I'm not mistaken, Dalton. Or not Dalton, Dawson, names.
Indeed, he does with this 2nd place finish over Ethan Fonseca Moreno. Josh Arnold is your Dash for Cash winner. It just took a little bit of fuel saving, and he was able to do it. The official gap for the margin of victory was 3.5 seconds. Justin Duran was able to make the fuel last. And let's see if he's got enough maybe to do one last little bit of celebration here. You see Jonathan Parker's going to roll up next to him here.
Let the donuts begin.
As Parker celebrates his championship, we see Justin Duran celebrating his 3rd career win here, coming here at Kansas, the KansasDrainfield.com 200. And of course, you can't forget about that celebration without acknowledging the other one. So he celebrates his race win, celebrating the championship win. If he's even still out there, there he is. Jonathan Parker. He finished 13th tonight. I believe this is his first finish outside of the top 10 since his wreck at Atlanta. He has 3 finishes now outside of the top 10 throughout this entire season. So an incredible run to the championship by this number 81 team. A phenomenal year all around. As he continues to burn it down here on the back straightaway now. So with that, we got some people to talk to at the conclusion of this race here tonight. As Parker continues to celebrate. Let's see if we can try to get a hold of our 3rd place finisher. Everybody working on getting everything situated, climbing out, getting everything kind of wrapped up for tonight. Waiting for Ethan Fonseca Moreno, and looks like we have him. Alex, do you want to interview our third place finisher?
Yeah, sure, absolutely. Yeah, so third place finisher, Ethan Fonseca Moreno. You started 8th, finished 3rd. You had a pretty fast truck there at the end. What do you think you could have done differently that would have put you in victory lane here tonight?
Well, it seems like we had issues reaching our third place finisher for comment. So
Let's see if we can try him one more time.
Yeah, let's dial him up one more time here, Alex.
All right. Hey, Ethan, it's Alex Gray. You got a copy?
Yeah. Hello. Oh, okay. There we go. Sorry.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah. Congrats. Great job on the third place finish. Obviously. How do you feel about tonight's race, and what do you think you could have done differently that would have put you in victory lane tonight?
Well, when that strategy was going on, I was thinking more of like Chicagoland because that race, I was trying to do the same thing, trying to stay out longer, and obviously I didn't want to make the same mistake again. And I mean, I guess I probably should have just pitted a little bit earlier and try to catch up to them as quick as possible. I mean, whether either I would get the win or not, I really was trying to go for that dash for cash. For some reason, I didn't think I had a shot to win, but still wanted to go for that dash for cash. But yeah, just a bit gutted from that finish there. Thought there was a great chance to win, and
I think his microphone cut out there.
Well, that was Ethan Fonseca Moreno, third place finisher here. Having technical difficulties there. I don't know what's going on. But he was our third place finisher tonight, Alex. Spoke with him. But first, let me pull in somebody else to talk to really quick. John, do you want to take this next guy here?
Absolutely, and I'll pull him down here right now. Mr. Josh Arnold, do you have a copy?
I do.
Well, you were able to bring it home second here tonight on a strategy call. But not only second, that's $100 in your pocket right there. Dash for cash winner. How do you feel about your race here tonight?
Oh, I feel good. That $100 going to go towards gas for the Coke 600, driving up from Mississippi over to North Carolina for that. But, man, I just chilled out there. I really did. I didn't push it. Y'all saw my blue ugly car or truck back there at the back of the pack most of the night. And so, yeah, I was just chilling all night, man. I was here to have fun, see where it got me, and then I honestly came out of pits. And I was like 50.7 laps, pretty much. And I was like, I think I can make it. So I was like, well, I'm already in chill mode, so might as well just stay there. Because, second or after the stage, I'm kind of new, wasn't running for points. So those stages, I would just chill and wait until the second, half of the race and then push and see where it got me. But tonight, when the fuel looked like it would make it, I just continued my chill, and it just came up a few seconds short, which I'm fine with. All I was worried about was beating 3 people tonight.
Well, and no race to look forward to next week, but we can look forward to next season. Do we see a return of Josh Arnold with this league next season? And what are your plans for the future here?
Absolutely, I'm gonna be looking for that number selection. I will have my every waking second between now until the start of next season looking for that number selection so I can get my number. 26 was fun and all, but just it didn't feel like me. Can't put forth the effort in a 26. So I'm looking forward to that, but absolutely I'll be back on JCTV Friday and Saturdays coming up here soon, whenever.
All right, and last thing before we let you go celebrate your second place finish here tonight, who do you got to thank, shout out to, gets it done for you in that 26 camp?
Shout out to Hapiak. He's my so-called teammate, whatnot over here. Not used to having teammates. But then shout out to Cameron for putting on. It's had fun ever since he invited me, or I got the invite. So thanks to Coppernall for getting me in. And then thanks to the booth here for, putting this on and having fun with it. Because that's what it seems like y'all do.
Oh, absolutely. And we hope to see good things from you next season. Nice job on the second place tonight. Go ahead and go celebrate that second place. And that 100.
Thank you, Jonathan. Yeah, thank you.
And so after that interview, first when we get your post-race results, we can highlight that finish there as we saw at the conclusion of this race. Of course, it was Justin Durand making the fuel stretch to get that victory here. Josh Arnold comes home second, your Dash for Cash winner. Ethan Fonseca Moreno in third. Michael Krueger comes home fourth. Alex Kerfan fifth. Nick Hapiak comes home in sixth. Then it was Dalton Kelley, Zach Probst, Alonso Chocano, and David Durand. And then, of course, Ryan Smith, Roy Crump, Jonathan Parker, Craig Fryer, Josh Coppernall, Nathan Fuller, and Christian Pacheco. Zachary Wareham did not make the grid. So unofficially we scored 18th, but he will not get scored any points there. But I want to talk to somebody first, and I want to bring him in so he can do an interview for us as well. Josh Coppernall, can you hear me?
I can.
All right, I think what happened, honestly, usually when we see Josh Coppernall race, if Adam Kuhn is in the booth, he does a little better. Adam is obviously not here. Neither was Cameron Caldwell. They are both out in Fontana watching the rain come down instead of watching racing happening. So they are being punished by God for missing the InThePitsNews Truck Series Season 3 finale. That's what that is. I think Brett Bennett is busy down in New Orleans getting drunk with Phil and Cammie Bennett, having a good time. Hope everybody has safe travels back, first and foremost. But, Josh, 15th, dude, what happened?
Well, first of all, I do want to apologize for sounding a little down. I'm not feeling good, so I just racing this race. I mean, just little on the downside, but yeah, I come down into pit road for my first green flag pit stop there after we went green after the stage, and I was among the first to pit. I think like somebody else came down before me, and then I came down the next time around. I sped on pit road, and I don't even know how. To me, it looked like my speed was fine. I didn't even get anything that told me I was going too fast. But all of a sudden on exit, as soon as I hit the line, before I even throttled up, it just gave me a black flag for speeding. And I mean, there's no point in trying to fight it or anything. So I mean, we still weren't down and out. Came around pit, held for I think it was 15 seconds. But it definitely didn't help. And, going caution free the rest of the race, which, first of all, is awesome to see a clean race. As a competitor, a little bit of a bummer, but at the same time, it's awesome that we went green. But I just never could recover after that. I stayed out for so long. I pushed it all the way to the end of my fuel tank, just in case the caution could come out. we may get on a strategy where we have a chance, but it never happened. So 15th, I mean, I thought I was going to finish 17th before Pacheco and Fuller pit there. So yeah, not where I wanted to finish, but that race was super fun. I just wish I felt a whole lot better.
Yeah, and not able to come away with a better non-Super Speedway finish than yours truly. Officially, as the season concludes, I have the best finish overall with a fourth place at Talladega in the first doubleheader race. You finished sixth in yours. But then on top of that, I was able to get two eighth place finishes at Phoenix and Kentucky, and then a ninth at Martinsville last week, whereas you were only able to manage the ninth place finish at Michigan. Everything else was top 10, was 10th or worse, save for your Talladega run where you finished sixth. So, Chuck, one up for me, one down for you, Josh. But a fun season. You were racing this season. Last year you were in the booth broadcasting, and we were kind of bouncing around. And this season you wanted to go full time, so you were able to go at least a little more. You didn't go full time, but you were able to do a lot more racing this year. What was that like for you to be out there racing instead of up in the booth broadcasting?
I'll tell you, I had fun. Obviously, this is a stat show. I'm not the fastest out there. I'm not one that goes and competes for race wins. But I just want to have fun. And I'll tell you what, watching these guys, and the seasons progress, from beforehand, season 1 and 2, I really want to get out here and compete with these guys and just have fun. And I'm super happy that we made it work this season with you stepping up into the booth and running the show here, JCTV. But yeah, I mean this whole season's been fun. The only race that I have to say I didn't like was Daytona, and I mean season opener, and it's because I really wanted to race that, and we had issues that, I mean, it's not anybody's fault, really. And then the broadcast got started late, of course. But other than that, this season has been a whole lot of fun, and I can't believe we're already at the end.
Indeed, it was, and it's been a fun season, even in the booth here. But with you being here, you're going to fulfill your duties as Josh Coppernoll of Josh Coppernoll Television. Why don't you interview our race winner here tonight, Justin Durand?
Sounds good to me. Hey, Justin, you're race winner. So, of course, I was out on track with you, trying to race. But, first of all, an amazing win you had tonight. You were up front battling for the race lead all night long and pull a little bit of a different strategy than the rest of us, trying to do it on one single stop. So, I heard you mention earlier that there was no doubt in your mind that you you had enough the entire time. Just walk us through what it was like for you and kind of leading up to the decision to only one stop it.
We just got to go back to last season at Kansas. I mean, we saw Alonso pull off the one stopper with some help with drafting help, I should say, to help stretch that for the win. So I thought that I for sure knew that the one stopper was going to work with a little bit of fuel saving. I know, like David and I, we were up front a lot. I know he was going to be much shorter than I was, considering he ran the top most of that run. So, obviously more throttle, more gas input. So he picked a couple laps before me. And then Ethan was another guy. He came in one lap prior to me, got out in front of me. It was just like last season Alonso. He come out and just sat behind somebody, honestly, just with the draft, helped him save some fuel. I knew Ethan was going to have to save much more considering he didn't have the draft in front of him. And so I just patiently sat behind him, saved enough gas, and then once he came in, I had about 11, 12-second lead on, I think, Alex, and I pretty much clutched at most of the corners, and then finished the race about 0.4 of a gallon.
Was there ever any doubt in your mind coming towards the end of the race? I mean, you said you finished with 0.4 of a gallon. I mean, just any doubt in your mind that there's a possibility you might not make it?
I mean, 4/10 a lap though. Sorry that. So like yeah, most of that run, I was about half a lap to short. So I mean, I knew that I was definitely capable of saving that, especially with the gap I had.
Well, race winner. Who do you have to thank? Who gets it done for you behind that 5 machine?
Just really the whole league. It was a great season. I appreciate everybody showing up consistently through each and every single race. Another congratulations to Jonathan Parker. Obviously he was definitely the class of the field all season long. Well-deserved title. So just another shout out to him, and then shout out to all the guys in the radius shop for the team championship.
All right, Justin Rand, your race winner here in the Kansas Drainfield 200, was it? At Kansas.
All right, thank you.
And so with that, we've got one last important interview. We've got one last man to talk to. That is the man of the hour. He came into this race. He knew he was going to win the championship because he had already locked it up by then, but we still got to talk to him anyways. Jonathan Parker, your Season 3 champion. First off, Jonathan, congratulations.
Thank you, Dawson. I appreciate it.
Alrighty, well, we have seen just pure dominance from you all season long. We highlighted it at the start of the broadcast. You come in your rookie season and pretty much you light the league on fire. Top of the stats categories all time here from all 3 seasons. And you've just pretty much just gone through everybody to get to this point. So first and foremost, what are your feelings like winning the championship here?
I didn't think I would be here. I came into the season just wanting to at least win Rookie of the Year, maybe a race, and that I shattered my own expectations. I just acclimated to iRacing a lot quicker than I thought I ever could. So all I ever want to do is just kind of race and have fun. That's basically what I want to do is just race. And I usually don't. It's not that I don't care about the result. It's just the result doesn't. It's almost secondary to. I just love racing things, even though the trucks I've complained about them many times about how they're too full throttle and all that, but I still race them because I still like racing. So I'm just honored because when I first started the season, I was racing up front with Alonso, the defending champion, and racing up front with all these guys who were really fast. So I knew after that could have the season could have been really special, and ended up being pretty special. I know you shouldn't really think about this, especially in a moment like this, but I did leave some races and some moments on the table, but we won't worry about that right now. We'll celebrate.
Yeah, I mean, talk about a season. It's just been domination, I would say, start to finish. You have been immaculate as this season has gone on. 5 career wins, all coming this season. That's the most ever scored by a driver in a single season. You walked away with, I think, 5 stage wins as well. 783 laps led. That's not only the most in a season, that is the most all time. Just a lot of just stats that are topping the categories here. Just utmost dominance. And there's no other way to say it. But a 13th place finish tonight. Not really characteristic of what we've seen from you. I don't think you led any laps tonight either. So it's
I led one. You
led one. So put it at 784 then for the season. But I mean, this whole season has been just a great run for you. But tonight, what happened tonight that really kind of threw that for a loop?
Well, I want to start from the back, just have a little fun once I knew I'd clinched it. So, first stage, Chocano came out, stayed out, figured might as well save us at a tire. The points don't really matter. Stage 1 doesn't matter. That's not what really did it. It's just I got to that side of the 71 and he slid up, and a little bit of right front damage usually kills you, and that's what happened. I'm not sure if I would have had a chance at a win because I probably wouldn't have saved fuel. That's just not. It's not that fun to me, and I wasn't gonna do that to win a race where the points don't really matter. So I probably would have just went flat out. Don't know where I would have ended up, but I would have liked the chance. I picked a good time to have a bad race, I guess, because it didn't really matter. But Yeah, the last part of that race was just miserable. Just kind of the last. I knew I had to finish eventually, so yeah. I was pretty pleased with the pace. Though I was moving through the field pretty okay. I got the top going before that first call she came out. Um, maybe Kansas will be one of my 5 races next season. Maybe I could redeem myself there.
Well, alrighty. Champions, not really the champions finish, I would say, from this race, but still a champion at the end of it all. Who got it here? Who got you here to this point? Teammates, sponsors. What got that 81 truck to the Season 3 championship here in the InThePitsNews Truck Series?
Oh God, I got a lot of people to thank. Jared Wilson, Jared Bogley Motorsports, the owner of Jared Bogley Motorsports. I got you an iRacing championship. That's the first one for you. We got a lot on a bunch of other games like Project Cars and NASCAR Heat. We got you one on iRacing. I'm sure you're proud. I don't know if you're watching live, but you'll hear it eventually. So thank you for believing in me. Back in like 2019, something like that. Christian, he sucks, but he's a good teammate sometimes. Ethan's awesome. Y'all better watch out for him next season. Who else? Honestly, I like to thank all of Radius, because Radius and Michael Krueger in particular, because those guys really pushed me to be better. Believe it or not, every week I go out there and I want to be the best that I could be, and they're the top-notch competition, so I have to put myself up to the test, and I think I did a pretty good job of that this season. Mikey, I'm kind of rooting for you next season because I think you deserve to be a champion. You got the pace and you got the racecraft. You got it all. I'm rooting for you. Although you got to put lows on your car. The reason why you're not as fast, you're missing out on horsepower from having Home Depot on your car. Got to put lows on your car every once in a while. That'll make you a little faster. But yeah, and everyone at home and you guys in the booth, you guys do a great job broadcasting. You guys at home, JCTV, we're getting more and more subscribers, and it's flipping exciting that we're growing like that. So I'll be broadcasting to you at some point next season. I don't know when. I'll be in the booth for a few races. So hope you guys enjoy listening to me.
Well, alrighty, we look forward to working with you in the booth next season. I look forward to seeing you on the racetrack when you race next year. Congratulations are due once again. Jonathan Parker, your Season 3 InThePitsNews Truck Series champion. Congrats again, Jonathan.
Thank you, Dawson.
And, of course, with that, obviously the announcement, cat out of the bag. I believe Josh has been working on that. I think. I could be wrong. Josh, joining us in the booth for a part-time schedule next year.
This is news to me. No, he's been talking about it. I really haven't agreed or disagreed. I think it would be pretty cool to have him in the booth. Be pretty cool to see him up here. Somebody with his knowledge as well really help with what's going on in the race and I don't know, just driver's perspective, if you will.
Well, we'll see. Obviously, we've got a stacked house now in JCTV. A lot of guys coming in here, and the one I want to talk about as well, Alex Gray making his debut here on JCTV. And Alex, I gotta say, you did a fantastic job here tonight. Was very fun having you join us here in the booth tonight.
Thank you so much. Thank you for the opportunity. I've always wanted to do more racing and iRacing commentary. It's kind of funny how this all came together. Me and my friend were going out to Daytona for Speed Weeks. We stopped by Charlotte at the NASCAR Hall of Fame, and they had a little thing where you kind of play the role of the play-by-play commentator, and basically they give you a prompt where you call the shots of a finish of a race. And I think it was the spring 2019 Talladega race, and I ended up I asked my friend Michael to film me doing it just for fun, and I posted it, and he really liked it, and he really liked the energy that I put into it, and that's kind of why I'm here doing this. So I definitely would love to come back for more of these.
Well, we'll be happy to have you back for more of these. Obviously, JCTV, we got a stacked house. We had a lot of people here. Another person that came on this year, that came on this season here, kind of on the later half as well. John, you weren't here the full season, obviously. You kind of came in a little bit later, but what is your takeaway from this full season as a whole that you saw when you came in?
My takeaway is I'm envious, but I'm privileged to be in the booth. I'm envious to not be on the track with these guys because they put on such a great show. As you know, Dawson, and everybody at home probably knows by now, I do my racing on Tuesday nights, so I can clear up my schedule for this stuff on the weekends. But seeing how these guys race, I'm just envious to not be out there with them, and I enjoy being up here in the booth and being able to call these races. They put on such good racecraft and such good races since I've been here. Kind of a little joke I can make. I showed up 2 weeks late, Cameron, but I made it here, and you got me hooked. Hopefully we can come back next season and continue doing this.
Yeah, and we will we'll definitely look forward to Speed Weeks when we get back here at Daytona when that rolls around. Of course, schedule's not official yet for this next season. We are still waiting to see on that one, on that front, to see what's going on here, what we're going to cook up for this upcoming year. But one last time, I want to get a look at the stats this season to remember. Of course, for Jonathan Parker, 5 wins this season, 6 poles, 5 stage wins as well for the man in the 81. 784 laps led at the conclusion of this race tonight. 13 top 5s, 19 top 10s, a 23% win percentage. All of this through the season, so that puts him top of the boards per a season. It's just been an incredible year for this 81. And I remember his first win came at Auto Club. I was not here. I was gone out of town. We were down in Charlotte for the Roval race. But I was so excited to see him finally break through and win. And I'm so glad, so glad to have seen him go from just winning a race to winning this championship. But that will do it for us here tonight. That concludes your coverage of the Season 3 running of the In the Pits News Truck Series. I want to thank everybody that's been a part of this. Bennett Allen, Adam Kuhn, Jonathan Canfield, Alex Gray, Josh Coppernall. Thanking myself because I'm egotistical. Everybody that's been a part of the booth, everybody's been a part of the broadcast, all the racers that have ran with us this year, that have gotten interviewed by us this year, that have done just anything for this league. I really do appreciate you, and we really are thankful for you being here. Special shout out to Andrew Elias. Andrew, I love you, buddy. Shout out to Cammie Bennett and Phil Bennett as well. Brett Bennett down in New Orleans getting drunk at a wedding, whatever he's doing instead of racing here with us like a loser. And of course, Cam and Adam, they are down in Fontana having fun in the rain. Shout out again, Cameron Caldwell, Alonso Chocano. They're the two that have kind of put this all together, this league. 3rd season, 3 seasons strong, and we look forward to Season 4. I believe April 29th is the date they've pinpointed as the hopeful start date. So we wait and see for that. But that will do it from us here for the KansasDrainfield.com 200. Congrats on race win number 3 for Justin Duran, and congratulations on the Season 3 championship for Jonathan Parker. That'll do it for us here on Saturday nights for just a little while. But don't you worry, we've got Tuesday night racing, the Slide Job Racing League. They continue to roll on into this next week. I believe we head to Bristol, so that should be fun. You don't want to miss that Tuesday night here on JCTV. Start time about 8:45. Thank you for everything this season. And as always, have a great rest of your night.